Cheryl. When you decide to close your 18-year-old boutique, it's somewhat like ending a marriage. What I mean is you feel like you've really tried, but things haven't been going well for a long time, and there's this kind of finality, a little bit of relief, some sadness, and then that awesome feeling of, shit, what am I going to do now? When it came to opening G Boutique, which was Chicago's first high-end lingerie and erotica boutique, well, my business partner and I, we just jumped right in. We had no retail experience. She was an actor, I was a producer. We didn't even really like to shop. We began a business plan, but then we found a place to lease, and we just forgot about the business plan and leased the store, called all our friends who were set designers and stage designers, and we started buying things. And then we were in this business. So now, 18 years later, I wake up one day and it feels a lot like retail. And I say, I'm done. I've had enough. I email my staff, I give them their 30-day notice, and I put everything on sale. Because that's what you do when you close a store. And it's the end of an era, and I have no plans for a new era. Now, I speak a good game. As people come in, because we're having this big sale, and every client comes in and they're all lamenting, oh, I love your store so much, I can't believe you're closing. Gosh, I haven't been here in so long, and now you're closing. And I just put on my smile and say, thank you so much, we'll be online, and we're still doing parties, and stay in touch. Right. In my heart, I know that selling lingerie online is not really going to work, and selling sex toys online works, but doesn't really fulfill me at all. So I kind of knew that wasn't going to work out. See, I never wanted to be in retail. I want to help people. I love helping people. And I want to create community because I come from great communities. And retail, not so much. Didn't really know about that. So here I am, bumbling along with a closed boutique, a little bit of debt, and a website, wondering what's going to be next. I'm still teaching classes, by the way. G Boutique, we're known for our blowjob class. I don't know if any of you have taken it, but it's pretty good. We teach burlesque dancing. Now, when you teach classes like that, you work a lot of bachelorette parties, all right? So here I am teaching blowjob classes to 25-year-old women, and that's fine, but the older I get, the less I feel that that's really in my wheelhouse. Not the blowjob part, that's fine, but the bachelorette party part, all right? Now, I can be honest, because my store's closed, I was never really a great salesperson. I was never a shop girl. I had women working for me who could sell you the underwear that you're wearing right now, all right? That wasn't me. If a client came in and said, I just really need to freshen up my underwear drawer, I would go in back and let my manager deal with them, because she would sell them everything in the store, and I would be like, why don't you get one pair, and then if you like it, you'll come back and get more, okay? This is not the mark of sales, all right? Buy all the colors now, they're going to discontinue them in a minute. So if somebody came in for their first sex toy, she'd be right to the top of the line, how about this $250 machine that does everything for you? You never have to do anything again. And I'm like, maybe you should try this tiny little vibe, see if you like it, see if you're really going to use it, and then come back and you can buy something else. My employees frequently said, Cheryl, you have a call in the back. All right? But really, my focus was always on customer satisfaction and customer retainment, not on dollars spent. So when we had G Boutique, we had all these gynecologists, and we had this very fancy sex therapy institution in Chicago, and they would send us their customers. Now, if you're going to somebody for sex therapy, marriage therapy, and they tell you go to this store and they'll tell you what to buy, you will buy anything, all right? I could have sold them the table and chairs. It doesn't matter what you suggested, they'd buy it. And my famous problem solver line became, have you tried a good lube? For 20 bucks, you're in and out of here, no problem. But you see, lube fixes a lot of things, but we in America seem to have this like lube phobia. I'm guessing that that's because what's easily available to us is like sticky and gummy and yucky. Plus, it kind of reminds you of being in a doctor's office with your feet up in stirrups. Not a good feeling, right? So I realized early into my sex toy selling career that it was a personal and institutional goal of G Boutique to change the image of lube forever. So, because I think lube's fun, and it's like you can use it in so many different ways. But, so here's the thing, there's different types of lube, okay? So keep with me here, some are better than others, and I'm going to do a quick little lube primer. You're going to go home much better educated than you came here, all right? So here's the first thing you have to understand. Most of the lubes that you buy in the drugstore, the first ingredient is water, the second ingredient is glycerin. Glycerin's sugar, that's why they're sticky and gummy, because it's glycerin. Now let me tell you another little thing about glycerin. So if you've ever put sugar and warm water and yeast together to make bread, you'll notice that the yeast goes bubble, bubble, bubble. Well, guess what it does in your vagina. Right? So if your environment is just ready for that bubble, 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 it's not a good situation. So if you leave here knowing one thing tonight, it's going to be don't buy lube with glycerin in it, right? All right, we got that, right? Okay, next lube point, right? Coconut oil is great. We love coconut oil. We cook with it, we use it, it's fabulous. You can put it all over your body. However, it stains your sheets and your clothes, and it's not condom compatible, okay? So it has a few problems. Now, this is the fun part. There's two types of lubes that you can use. You can use water-based or silicone-based. There are water-based lubes without glycerin. They're wonderful. They're great lubes. Use them at will as long as there's no glycerin. Okay. So, now if that water-based lube has a pH close to yours, that's even better. But here's the thing about water-based lubes. We're made of water. The lube is made of water. It absorbs pretty fast, so you have to keep reapplying it. Also, it takes a lot of things to put in water to make it lubricating. So if you have allergies or really sensitive skin, like unless you know for sure that you're not allergic to horny goat weed, you might want to be careful, all right? So it's got this long list of ingredients. Okay, and then there's silicone lube, which is my personal favorite. And we actually have a fabulous silicone lube that is made right here in Evanston. I know there's some Evanston people out there. Uber Lube, it comes in this beautiful glass bottle. And so here's the great thing about silicone lube. First of all, it has like 4 ingredients. 3 of them are silicone, 1 of them is vitamin E. So it's like you've got that 2-line ingredient list that you're looking for in the grocery store all the time. You're like, I want a product with only 2 lines of ingredients, right? Silicone lube. Also, silicone is inert. What that means is it can't actually go through the skin barrier, so it stays on the surface of the skin. So you put just a little drop on your hand, and it's going to be lubricating for a really long time. As long as you keep doing this, it's going to stay slippery. Now, here's the great part about that. So now you have like too much on your hands, everything's a little too slippery. Guess, when you go to the salon and get all that stuff put in your hair for anti-frizz, guess what it is? Silicone and alcohol. Well, alcohol's a little drying. Here you go, silicone, no alcohol, right in your hair. All right? Every day, there's silicone lube in my hair. All right. So, and when silicone lube dries on your skin, it just leaves your skin really soft. All All right, so it's really kind of an amazing thing. All right, so, and there's samples of Uber Loop for you guys later, don't worry, all right? So when we first opened G Boutique, we find out about silicone loop and our crusade begins, right? And over the year, we have converted hundreds, maybe thousands of people to loop. People still come up to me at parties and sometimes just like walking down the street and they'll whisper, "You told me about Uber Loop and it changed my life." Awesome. All right, so here I am in this transitional time in my life and I'm thinking about all this. And I realize like I really don't like selling things at all, but I really love educating. So it makes me feel good when I can tell somebody, you know, you don't have to spend $200. You can just try some lube and maybe a magic banana, and it'll change your life. And if it doesn't, come back and tell me, and I'll have another suggestion. All right. And I really never think about the sale price of anything as much as I just think about I want these women to feel good. I want to make women happy. I want them to feel good. So what am I going to do? Well, I decided I'm going to put new energy into my sex and intimacy coaching, that part of my career. And at the same time, my friends from Uberloop call and say, will you help us with some marketing? Now I'm on a roll, right? I'm once again in love with what I do, which, well, okay, I have like a little secret to reveal. I have very little self-discipline, so if I don't like what I do, I just don't do it. All right, so now here I'm liking what I do again. And when I have doubts, like when I think maybe I should go get a real job somewhere, I don't know, I always run into somebody who affirms my choice. Last week, it was a woman who I met early in my career at G Boutique. So here I am at G. One day, I get a call. Hello, G Boutique. There was not a phone mine for any of you out there. That was just my hand waving in the air. Hello, G Boutique, I answer. Hi, I'm in my early 70s and I think I need something you sell, but I don't know what it is and I don't know how to ask for it. Okay. And I try to explain to this very nice woman that we're a very friendly boutique and you could just come in anytime you want and we will gently guide you through all of our products and help you make the right choice, speak to any of us. No, that wasn't working. She wanted me in private, in the store with nobody else. Well, she wanted to bring her sister for moral support. And she wanted to be there when nobody else was around. Okay, so I'm game. I make an appointment. She comes in before the store opens on a Tuesday morning. I get there early, and in walk these two just lovely women in their 70s who look like they just came from the beauty shop. Not the salon, the beauty shop. Right? They drove over to Bucktown from the northwest side, and they were clearly very nervous. They sat down. And they were not moving. Now we had this big cabinet full of all these sex toys. It was like a really cool antique cabinet that was fine. They were not standing in front of the cabinet for anything. In fact, they sat down in their little library table and had they actually looked behind them and seen that they were sitting in front of a bunch of porn, they probably would have passed out. Okay, so I said, okay, fine, I'll bring things to you. Okay, so I bring some stuff over and I'm talking to her, and she tells me that she and her husband have been married for 50 years and they still wanted to have sex, but they were having trouble with some of the things that they do, all right? And mostly the problem was that her husband had arthritis and he couldn't handle some of the moves that they had. These are her words, all right? The moves. So we had some tea and we had some talks and we chatted for a bit and she wound up buying some lube because, you know, right, okay. So that's what you really needed. And this little vibe that just fits over your finger and vibrates. And I spent about an hour and a half with her and she spent about $40. That was, perfect for me. That's my usual ratio, all right? So as she left, I just hoped that I helped. Then about 2 weeks later, the phone rings. And there's this kind of gruff man's voice on the phone. My wife was there a few weeks ago and you sold her some things. Well, right away in my head I'm going, I'll give him all his money back. I'll give him whatever product he wants. I'll give them everything for free. And I say, yes, I did. Yeah, well, this is her husband and I just want to know your last name. I cringe. I want to know your last name because you're in my will. So once again, it's Uber Loop for the win. And there are samples for all of you over by the door.